So you purchased the property and you're officially a landowner. Well, congratulations. Now the real work.
construction worker, and mechanic, whatever you do. You want enough space to have home, to grow food, to do all the things essential, plus to warehouse your business
Mm-hmm.
and tools and workshops, whatever you
Supplies,
need.
overhead. You need space for all of that.
Yeah. So you're not paying rent, in town over here and all these other places for storage and all this other stuff. You need one location, and that makes life very simple and a whole lot more affordable. So that was a goal right there.
That was definitely a goal. But we had to know what we wanted from the land.
Hmm.
I think my husband researched about shooting. You don't want to own property and not be able to have a gun range or
Right.
target practice, right? So what did you
Hmm.
learn about that?
Well, I looked at the Texas laws. Of course, we're in Texas. And it said if you had 10 acres or more, and of course you got the range, you can shoot on your land without any illegal,
Legality.
yeah.
Y'all know what he's talking about. Nothing's wrong with it. You got 10 acres or more. Okay, so yeah, so definitely know what you want, plan it out, make sure you study your plan, know what you're doing and what you're doing it for. Do you have children? Do you need a place that has good schools? Definitely what do you want? Write all that down and research everything.
Yes. Do you need to go to work? Do you have access to good highway or roadways and stuff like that?
Do you go to the hospital a lot? Do you need good
Hmm.
medical industry in that town and that area? Do you have to go to the VA? Now
Hmm.
remember, Eric is a veteran, so this is definitely we used the benefits that we needed to get this done. We did go
Hmm.
through the what is it called? Veterans Land Board.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
did go through the Veterans Land Board. If you guys haven't already heard, Texas has a Veterans Land Board. Maybe you can explain it.
Yeah, well, basically, you have the VA for the home loans, and maybe in some states they have laws where you can do it through the VA. But here in Texas, they have what's known as the Veterans Land Board, and it's through the state of Texas for veterans,
Mm-hmm.
and they have forfeited land for veterans only, and then they have land that's posted up on their website that's for bid for the general public that may have been forfeited,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm. They have
But
land
for
auctions or something like
right,
that, right?
but for the most part, for a loan, they have rates that are set for the year. Every year, I think it might be like 7.5% right now for land purchase, and then I think you can buy up to like 150,000 or something like that
Yeah,
as a
150.
veteran.
Yes, it's 150,000.
So if you're buying land that costs more than 150,000, just know that you're gonna have to come out of pocket a little bit more because, and I think basically as a veteran you might be required to put down like 5% or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Mm-hmm. And they're real lenient when it comes to your credit score and things like that. Now, if you guys want some more information on Veterans Land Board, just put it down in the comments. I'll be more than happy to get that information for you so you can contact them. So definitely know not just, who you're going through the finance it, how much you can afford.
Yes.
Just because the
Hmm.
bank told you you are approved for 500,000
Hmm.
don't mean you can maintain a $500,000 piece of property, right, babe?
Yeah, yeah. You have to get your calculator out, and you really want to do a good budget, and you want to make sure that hey, my income's gonna do this, and do some what ifs.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, you,
What if this don't happen or what if that don't happen? Just make sure you stay in position and you stay ready on that.
hmm.
Our next thing I want to go over was truck and trailer. I have that on the list. That's basically
Okay.
about what.
Basically, you want to know that you got the proper equipment, and
Wait, I had to interject here. Did y'all not see my nephew get off of his ATV and my husband both of them grabbed my hand and helped me walk down this area because of my boot. Okay, chivalry is not dead. I love my southern men, my country boys for that. That's how we do in these parts. And they know what their family needs. But let me tell you why we didn't, which so many people told us to get a travel trailer, RV, and things of that nature. We understood the assignment, and the assignment was we were going to be unhoused. We sold everything to move back home to Texas. We wasn't going to have a house, and we were okay with living out of a trailer. And when I say trailer, I mean cargo trailer.
Yes.
Okay. And at the time, we needed the trailer for security because as you're a homeless person, as you can see, that's why they carry around baskets and so much stuff because you need your stuff on you, your medication, your clothes, your hygiene, your shoes, everything has to be on you. So because of that, we decided with the cargo trailer, which later we can do what with?
Convert it to a type of travel trailer.
Yes, a live-in space or what have you, because we knew, and that's the most important thing I think a lot of people miss, is prepare yourself. If you're preparing to live on the land, literally, I mean, even when we said we're going to do it, we wasn't ready. Why? Weather. It's too cold to come out here.
Yep.
So up here, it come down here and then Clark could go up in there. So we would have to go up here on our neighbor's property and go all the way around there.
Because that's y'all property over there, right? It's part of
all this.
Yeah, we got about 5 or 6 more acres back there. Yeah, so in the end, we got the cargo trailer because we knew we can convert it into a RV type living space later. But we definitely needed it for security. It worked perfectly to hold all our belongings and things of that nature. So yeah, that worked out. So basically, bottom line is know and scope out your plans and stick to your plans. Don't make any desperate decisions, right?
That is right.
When we were what?
Stick to the plan. I will, make sure. What was that saying we used? Prior planning prevents piss poor performance. That's military jargon for you guys.
Yes.
Yeah.
Plan, and don't make desperate decisions.
Yeah, because you have to know what you want.
And when I say desperate decisions, when we put our house up for sale, my realtor was getting anxious because there were no bites. Well, we wasn't desperate to sell. It wasn't in a rush to sell. So we took our time and we knew the bottom line. What line did we need? How much did we need to get this thing started on this land purchase? And we wasn't budgeting until we got that.
If you don't have enough money for the endeavor, you have to sit still until you get it together. And so that's planning. You know what you need.
Right. And that's not being desperate. Another desperate decision is when you get out here, you are quick to make those desperate decisions and buying that RV or buying that travel trailer because you need, plumbing. You need to be able to sit down. You're used to that life. And so bottom line is get ready to get uncomfortable. Because being comfortable is not what this is about. You're going to be very uncomfortable, right, babe?
Yeah, there's no degree of safety in it, because you're in a vehicle. You're traveling up and down the road. You know how that is, especially if you're kind of like my wife, you got anxiety. So you need to plan for all of that. And then you need to sit still. And don't spend extra cash, where you don't have to. Just
because you're being desperate.
Right,
yeah. So
desperation.
Don't make any desperate decisions. Again, we moved from Arizona. We uprooted ourselves. We sold everything. We took our dogs and we moved back to Texas. And the only way that we were going to find land is we were living here in Texas. And no, we didn't want to purchase or rent anything because we want to be on our land. Although we came close.
We came real close.
Tell them about that, babe.
Oh, wow.
Desperate decisions.
It could have been a desperate decision. We decided that we didn't want to be, we was trying to get in a place before the winter.
Right. We were in a hotel.
Right. We were in the hotel. We had been there for many months while my wife was healing up.
I had surgery.
Yeah, she had a couple of surgeries. Yeah, but she was healing. So we wanted to go ahead and get a place where we could be comfortable that may have been about equivalent or less than the hotel.
Mm-hmm.
Contract had all kind of crazy stuff
All
in
type
it,
of
you know.
addendums and add to. She had some crazy stuff, but we were in the midst of trying to make a desperate decision because we were
Exactly.
desperate.
And then, when you sign these contracts, you either initially, a lot of people don't want to sign a month to month. So I think it would have been a 6 month to a year
It was
obligation.
16 months.
Yes. And then you get into something like that and you're trying to close on land. And next thing you know, something goes wrong.
With
And
your credit.
and they hit your credit, because in the contract, pretty much we could have been kicked out of that place just for anything.
For anything in the contract.
Maybe I could have went fishing and been cleaning fish in the backyard and she didn't like it. I don't know, but it was just
Too
my
much.
spirit did not feel.
We were literally at the bank getting the check for the deposit, and my baby said, "Hey, my spirit just ain't right." And so we were that close to making a desperate decision. So
and mind you, it was not in the plan.
It was getting a rental property was not in the plan.
Exactly.
We were making desperate decisions. So make sure that you stay with your plan. I promise you, just stick to the plan. It's the reason why you wrote it out. It's the reason why you said no to the RV. It's the reason why you said you didn't want to get the travel trailer. Stay to it, okay? So you got to know what you want. Please know what you want in this life of land ownership. And who do you want it with? Are the kids going to be there? Are the kids not going to be there? Do you have some cousins that are okay with helping you come and do some property? And guess what? You have to be okay with nobody else wanting to share this dream.
Exactly. This is your baby. You came up with it. You planned it. You dreamed it and built it.
Yes. You have to be okay. You can't be disappointed. Sometimes we run into disappointment and thinking, but this ain't their dream. This is your dream. It's not our kids' dream. It's not our parents' dream. This is our dream. So make sure you don't be disappointed when everybody's not bringing their hand out to help you with your chickens. And that's another thing.
Everybody has suggestions.
Yes.
Are y'all going to get rabbits? Well, why don't y'all get a travel trailer? Well, we already figured that out a long time ago.
Everybody will come into your life and tell you what to do, and they have never even thought about doing something like this before. They're watching YouTube, they're on social media, so they think you should do it a certain way. Only you know the way that you're going to do it, because guess what? You already planned it.
Yes. It's
only you know. It's your baby, right? So make sure you go over your plan, stick to your plan, and try not to make any desperate decisions that'll set you back from your plan. But know, just like I said in the beginning of this video, know that you will work. Oh, I'm watching Mr. Willie. Yes, y'all see Mr. Willie. That is Mr. Willie. You'll hear us talk about him a lot. Baby, tell them about Mr. Willie.
Mr. Willie is a Vietnam veteran. He was doing engineering work in Vietnam. He dropped the Agent Orange, and he grew.
It's got to be a Trinity Valley pole.
This man is a worker.
Yes, he is definitely that. He has 4 work vehicles that he was clearing our land in, and you would thought he was like a 5-man band, honey. It was just him alone. So he was the guy.
Damn.
He was the guy in the military in Vietnam that would go and clear out the roads and make the mapping in the roads, engineer the location, the campsite for the soldiers to combat. They call them combat engineers.
Clearing jungle.
Yes, he's clearing it out. So he knew kind of like what we wanted before we kind of knew. Although we definitely have to get into that as far as the land and all of that. But
yeah, plus look, Mr. Willie has had deer farm. He's been doing this stuff for most of his life, so he knew more about what we needed than what we knew that we needed.
Exactly. So he did a great job, and we were blessed to have Mr. Willie. We still have Mr. Willie, and he's hopefully going to do some more work for us in the future. So yes, guys, don't make desperate decisions. Who you want to do it with. Make sure you have your life insurance plans, because why, babe? This work out here is no joke.
Yes.
It's very dangerous.
You need to be safe. I mean, I mean, down to wearing gloves.
Down to wearing gloves, watch stuff for your eyes, and again,
Chaps, snake
if
chaps.
you are not for the wilderness, don't try this at home. You don't need none to be even thinking about buying land because there is work. It's work to be had.
Yeah. You're gonna have to climb. You have to get down on your knees.
What are we doing right here, babe?
Where's that?
Who's right here? Meter pole.
We got the meter pole. Had to go and get tools. That's
Yeah.
another thing. Before we left Texas to go to Arizona, I sold all my tools. Then I thought that the tools that I had in that house in Arizona was gonna work out here on these acres.
Gonna suffice.
Yeah,
No.
I'm out there with a machete trying to clear.
Y'all saw.
I thought I could put a meter pole up with a shovel.
Exactly. I had these little garden tools and came out here and the land looked at me like, what you gonna do with that little shit? You ain't gonna do nothing with that. This ain't landscaping. These are farm
No,
stuff.
sirree.
Yeah. So of course we kept what we had though. And it's becoming useful.
But hey, we had to go get that auger. And then we figured out we had to get some extensions because that only went down so far. This meter pole, we put it up, I think, 3 times?
Okay, yeah, let's tell them about the meter pole. Where did we get that from?
Okay, so yeah, we got that meter pole from McCoy's.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
What's the amperage? How much did it cost?
It's a 200 amp. Basically, I think they have 100 and 200 amp, which is the standard breaker box that goes on the house. It has the meter box and the breaker box attached to it, and it comes with a grounding rod. And basically, you put it about 3 feet in the ground. I think it's a 16-foot pole.
16-foot pole, and the thing of it is you contact your electricity, and they tell you when they're gonna be out, so you're gonna get that pole out there. So many foot for free or something. If you go past this certain foot, it's not included.
Your service provider will tell you what the rules is, but they gave us, I think, up to 75 yards.
Now, Mr. Willie had to cut a tree down so we can put our transmitter pole, but that goes back to your plans now. Does this area already have electricity? I know one of the channels that I follow, they went out and it was $200,000 for them to bring electricity.
Yes.
Yeah, think of those things. Do your research before you go out there. I hope it's like buying a car. You don't just go out and buy a car.
Right.
You know what type of car you want, why you want it, what you want it to look like. So you need to be doing the same research when it comes to your family and purchasing land for you and your family.
Yes, because it could have made better sense to do solar panels versus a meter pole if you're going to be that far out.
And do you know how to do solar panels?
That's another level of learning.
That's another level of learning. Batteries and all that hookup. Know what you want. Get your life insurance things together. And after you purchase this land, that you think that was a big purchase. After you purchase that land, here comes the real work. Like my husband just said a while ago, you have to he had to go out and buy that auger so we can, put the pole in there.
So here comes money and resources.
Resources, tractors, and all this other kind of stuff. You have to definitely have the resources to do what you have to do. And a lot of people are doing it, and they don't want to, have no loans, and they don't want to do that. In our case, we just wanted to live like we were living in the suburbs in the country. Right?
Yes,
we just want to live the same way, but on a bigger scale.
And we didn't plan on being like pioneers,
right?
Survivalists,
right? Homesteaders. No, we just want to be able to do my practice here and serve my clients, live peacefully, enjoy family, and live happily ever after.
Amen.
And that's exactly what we wanted. So know your resources. All work is all reward. That's another thing about owning your own land. Everything you do is rewarded. You don't have to wait on no kudos or no check. Plant them seeds.
They will grow. Exactly. Yes. And it's yours. So plan it. When you get there, after you buy it, you need to look at it and you need to dream, and you and your significant other, you say, need to say what goes where, right?
You have to plan it. You have to be a pioneer. That's what we said when we first got here, baby. You was talking about how you have a newfound respect for country
Oh
men.
yes, yes. Because a country guy, he has to be the plumber, he has to be the roofer, he has to be the electrician. A lot of times, he's got to go out there and fix the tractor. He got to fix his mower. He got to
Yes.
fix the
Got to
weed
fix the
eater.
pipe. He got to go up under the house and get the rats up out of there. He got to be animal control. He got to be a husband, plumber. He's got to be all of that. So make
Yes.
sure you're ready for that. Hey, and not just him. Hey, sometimes women, we got to get out there and do it. And I see a lot of women doing it for themselves. So kudos to us who's trying it, right? You definitely
Yes.
have to be a survivalist for real.
And if you don't know, stay tuned. Y'all, keep coming back. We'll show you how we do everything. I promise you.
Exactly, everything that we do, because the grass is greener on the other side. But why is it greener, baby?
Because we fertilize.
You planted it, you
Yes,
fertilized it, you
exactly.
cultivated it. So yeah, it's gonna be green because you're
Put
taking
all
care
those
of it.
good nutrients into it.
It's all your grass. It's all yours, and that's what makes it so satisfying. So think, plan, and execute. Think, plan, and execute. And it takes a village. I mean, you definitely want to get to know your neighbors and get to know people in the town that you living in, and that with that camaraderie and stuff that I see online with cousins and neighbors are helping each other. That's a beautiful thing. Well, guess what? That's definitely something that's definitely needed when you out here doing this country land thing. But remember, all this is trees.
Yeah, but I'm saying. The only thing about this electrical pole too. Come here, baby.
What?
I was gonna tell you, there ain't no breaker boxes. And you gotta remember to tell the people on YouTube about that. I mean, we bought this power pole, and we went flying down the road, and I never thought about it until I just looked at it and seen that the cover was gone. So make sure if you transport your power pole, that you take the covers and make sure that they're in a safe place. They won't fly off when you go down the road.
Put it off in the back of bed of the truck.
And you need another get it started first.
All right, yeah. So we're out there. I know you see the little green dot on my arm. My wife likes to try to keep mosquitoes away from
And
us.
they work and do.
But we're out there trying to get the meter pole installed. Right before this, I was showing the cover where the meter pole had the meter, where the meter installs into the pole. The cover it came off, and I'm thankful that we had the whole box part in the bed of the trailer,
Okay,
so that the
it fell
cover
off.
fell in there. But we're cranking up the auger, getting the equipment ready. We got to dig down. This is probably one of 3 installations of the meter pole, and then we got to call the power company and get them out to connect to it right here.
And
And
nephew came out.
Yeah, nephew's he's cranking it up right now. He's giving me instructions and stuff. So yeah, we had a clearing going on, and yeah, we trying to get meter poles installed, and we got help all over the place. Of course, I think the tractors in the background. I think we're trying to decide how far from or how much distance we got to go to install it,
From the transmitter pole.
to get that free installation.
Go through that untouched. Like you done had some rain, huh?
I told y'all it's a lot of moisture in the soil. That's why when the wind blows, it might be 93 degrees out. This is
think I seen him cut a couple of them down. You?
I love the spring down there. And y'all wake up in the morning when the spring's time.
That smell.
That smell gonna smell
Oh
so
my
good.
God.
I think he
It
said
was
they
smelling like that already. When baby was chopping them down, we was running over them. You could smell them.
Smell 'em,
Yeah. That's that medicine, nephew.
Yeah.
That's that medicine right there.
Yeah.
You feel me? That's that healing thing right there. Just need to get on my feet. Yes, off my feet I needed to get. If y'all can remember, I still had my boot on. I was still in the midst of healing, but I was there. I was definitely enjoying the views, the pictures I was taking. And it was just a piece of art. I told baby, I said, hey, I can't wait till every time he clear a piece, it's gonna be like what? Opening up a gift every single time. I was gonna be opening up a gift to see the area and oh, look at this spot and oh, look at that spot, look at that tree. And I was definitely trying to save all the trees, but as y'all can see, a lot of them were dying. So we just had to go ahead and chop it up to firewood. And that's exactly what we did. The soil, I did have the soil tested. It's very acidic, so it wasn't good for my plants and things of that nature. But we always use our own soil because we did raised beds. But that's another thing to consider. Make sure you go test that soil and all that before you get to thinking you about to grow some things, or look out for what you need. You know, research it. And that's Mr. Willie again doing his clearing thing.
So as you see here, we've had a strip in this part of the property cleared, and basically what we're trying to do is we're trying to see the lay of the land, to see the elevation changes, where it's flat at, so you can kind of visualize where you want to put everything, how you want to set your house, because it makes a difference. You might want to have your house on a different angle than everybody else. It's your land. If there's no restrictions, you can do that.
Right. You definitely want to see what you're doing. And so that's the first things first about being clear. However, baby, let's touch on how he cleared it. Remember?
Well, yeah, I was finna say, and then, as he clears, he kind of pushes brush and stuff to the side. The big stuff, logs and limbs, he's very skillful with the what do you call it, that grabber that's on the backhoe, and he's breaking branches off and stacking stuff up to be burned later. And of course, for some reason, we didn't want to take down that tree over there, I think.
Right. Let's take that tree. It's still up. I like how she gives character.
Yeah, and it's hollow on one side, so it'll probably fall one day.
Say that.
Well, and maybe we can make something of whatever's left
for the grandkids.
Yeah, but that's something else that you consider as you clear. What trees do you want taken down? There were small pines, and we asked them to leave as many as possible.
And he definitely cleared a lot. Now, knowing what we know today versus what we knew, nothing back then. I know my husband touched on what parts parts he wouldn't have got so excavated. We would have did a forestry mulching
Yeah.
versus excavating, because this area does a lot of erosion, and that's why we have so much sand, because the earth is eroding.
Yeah, the forestry mulching, wouldn't have killed all the roots and just taken everything.
That was locking the
Right.
earth down.
And you definitely want to have a good layer of mulch when you have this type of soil, because soil does expand and contract, and then when it gets wet, and that's any and every soil. Some of them, of course, no matter how compact, they still expand and contract. But getting back to this clearing here, and I would also advise that you never clear more than you need.
Exactly. Yes.
Right.
That's what I was trying to say.
And dealing with erosion and stuff like that, if you clear more than you need, you're going to have a big fight on your hand with trying to preserve your soil and your soil quality. And it was already a little acidic. So
yes, a lot of acidic. And with the rolling hills, we wanted rolling hills, and that's what we got. So with rolling hills come rolling erosion. That's exactly what the erosion's been doing. So like he said, it's definitely been a fight. So consider that. Do you want this little area, cleared out, or do you just want it mulched, But just remember, if it's just forestry mulched, those bushes and all that stuff is going to come back just like it was there. So all that, if you can't maintain it, like we were saying, you got to have resources, then you're going to be right back to where you started from, and it's going to be wasting.
Hey, but you may be different. You might have the equipment that we didn't personally have. If you're operating equipment and you're able to operate a forestry mulcher, go rent one and do the work yourself. You could save a lot of money.
Yes, you'll definitely see a lot of us tell you to doing the work yourself. But again, you got to know how to do the work.
Y'all see all this beautiful loose soil right here, right? In a way, hey, if we was gonna come back on top of that and do something like putting out some straw or something to cover it, that would have been a great idea. Put some grass seed down immediately, So when you're clearing, you need to be prepared in advance. We should have had probably about enough grass seed
to put down right after that.
And then you got to consider the season as well, because you don't want to put rye down and you need Bermuda.
That is correct. So please know your soil. Take a stick with you when you walk in the land. I am seeing some West Texians folks are having problems with rock. Sometimes I wish we had a rock or two to build something with, but I'm glad kind of like we don't.
Yes, we have not run into any rocks.
Rocks.
But
today we are on the property. What are we doing today?
We're gonna go out here and mark where we want to put our gate post, and we're gonna spread some grass seed and sort of start getting ready to build a fence so we can have some security around here.
Security around here.
You know, we need security in the world, Craig.
Something like it at least.
Yeah, something like that.
So we are here. Just I'm still haven't gotten out of my little basking mode. I don't know how long that's gonna last. Probably about 2 or 3 years. But we are here on the property, playing with the gimbal. The guy brought this other tractor here. Dang, what is this? This is his equipment, or he just, I don't know. But seems to be doing a good job for me. What you think?
Perfect.
Okay, so what is there next? What is there next to talk about? Let's talk about contract work, right?
Yes.
Getting a guy to come out to do the clearing. right? What's the going rates? How do they charge? From our research showed they charge by the day.
Mhm.
Going rates were pretty pretty high, right?
Yeah, yeah. I'm not sure as to how they were breaking it down, but a lot of contractors it seemed like they were charging um, equipment rental plus a equal amount for the work.
Right, labor. Whether they had their own equipment or
Hmm.
whether they, most of them really had to go rent some equipment. But we could have did that.
Right, right. So we kind of chose someone that could that actually had their own equipment
Experience.
and experience, and he's pretty much a one stop shop. He
He did it
came with
all.
3 to 4 pieces of equipment, and he was up and down.
Mr. Willie, y'all,
Yes.
is a cold piece. We could not have been more blessed. And he's such a wonderful artist to watch. He works. You just want to watch him all day long. And make sure you stay tuned for more videos because I do have him spotlighted on some.
And I think this spot right here, as you see the different color in the clay, uh, we plan to put our connexes down.
And he
And
was he was getting the pad together for that.
right.
And he was clearing out a nice and trying to level out a spot
So in your planning for your property layout and stuff, you definitely want to identify, your
where you want to
spaces.
put things at. And it's really hard to do it when you haven't cleared all the way. And that's why we were saying, go one piece at a time. But I
Hmm.
definitely knew that I didn't want to do too much until we found out where that house was going. So
Yes.
we make sure that we stayed out of the way, which is very important. Stay out of the way of any trucks and tractors. So we're going to put something and sit it down for the permanent. It definitely
Hmm.
had to be out of the way of where the main thing was going.
Yeah, and speaking of permanent, we made choices early not to put concrete down. You can put rock down, and maybe that won't affect you too much. Maybe you can scoop it out if you're going to do a garden or something. But once you put some concrete down, it's a wrap.
It's a wrap. It's a
Well,
permanent thing.
yeah, it's pretty permanent. It's harder
It's
to.
hard. Yeah, it's hard to remove. There we are. We had some good friends of ours come down, some family come down and check us out on the land. And baby, of course, I had to stay. I couldn't walk those long distance in that boot, but baby walked
Hmm.
them down there and showed them the gully, which is Gloria. I can't wait for you guys to meet Gloria.
Yeah, I wonder if they're going to have some green dots on.
Yeah, if y'all wonder about these green dots, anybody know what these green dots are, put it in the comments below and let me know if they working for you because baby, they work for me, honey. I've been having
Okay.
so many questions about these green dots. Green dot. What you think them green dots are? But yeah, we had some family come down and check us out and that's what we're baby's walking on the way. You have to excuse this camera because baby, I am still in practice mode.
Yeah, was that gimbal
That
thing?
gimbal thing, yes, it was all over the place.
All right, that's another subject, right there, your stand that you use for your video.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
a whole nother subject. That's a whole nother subject.
Hey, let's go for a ride, y'all. Let's go and check out,
Mr. Willie's work.
hmm see what we can see. Yeah, this is,
Remember, all this was bush, and more grass and bush right here. So he has cleared out. What we wanted him to do was basically try to make a perimeter around the
mhm,
entire property on the outside.
mhm. I think this is, yeah, we definitely needed to put up some fencing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So why we decided not to put up no fencing? Because to this day we still have not put up fencing, and we know that is one of the first things that we all do when we purchase land because people are
Hmm.
serious about their land. So we get it. Throw that fencing
Everybody's
up.
been saying, yeah, make sure you put up your fence as soon as
Where's
you
your
get,
gate? Where's your
yeah,
fence?
yeah. So in this situation, we felt pretty secure. I mean, you can never be secure
Too
enough,
secure.
but we wanted to put up fencing, but then we had the cons that told us don't put up fence.
Just yet.
And we, and the cons were a lot about us because we knew that we were going to bring big equipment up in here. And then as soon as we put something up, they're going to come and run it over and tear it down. And, that's just par for the course,
Exactly. So, and we've been hearing stories of some other landowners, and they had to rebuild their fence, and people coming through, the construction workers. So, we decided not to rush into putting up a fence at all. The culvert is crushed.
What?
The culvert is crushed.
Yeah, it's got to be replaced.
Our tree is gone. You know what?
We're not gonna cut no tree.
Mr. Willie, were you laughing when he said it?
No, he's not.
Okay, Mr. Willie, you gotta save the trees. We gotta save the trees. How you doing? Good to see you.
See you. I told him I'm gonna clean that out to where you can look from one end to the other, and that way you can tell if there's a tree or something in your way where you might want to just go around your fence with it.
Oh, yeah.
It's still
As far as the gate,
like,
the fence.
Say if the fence is here and you're looking down through there and you see the middle of that tree from here to that end, then you just go around the outside with your wire.
You'll be able to see with the wire, with the fencing.
Yeah.
Good idea.
Okay.
Yeah, so we already said we was gonna wait for him to clean it. That's what you were saying, so you could see.
I need to do that, but I wanted to push that tree over because
That's the dead one.
the other one, see that one right there is the one I was telling you about with the moss and stuff on it. It's
Dead.
really, really bad. It's
Okay. If
it's
dead,
hollow,
just go ahead and get it.
and it's just, I don't know what's holding it up there. I probably can just push it over without even touching it, without even digging.
Yeah, that's the one you already dug around.
That big one I dug.
No, this other
pushed
one.
it out. But now
He
that
talking about that
post oak
hollow
over
one.
there that I guess he burnt with
Over
fire.
Daniels.
I guess he burnt with the fire there, the one that,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and we're gonna have to cut that one.
Yeah,
And
cut.
Willie's coming out tomorrow. If he comes out tomorrow, he'll bring his saw and
Yeah.
we'll cut that. We'll push it with the track hoe and then we'll keep it off his fence.
Okay.
And then the stump, I don't know, I can.
All right. There's a brush pile. I better go get me some gasoline so I can burn it up.
Yes.
I'm looking forward to that, though. It's always nice when you're clearing to have nighttime
Bonfires,
and stuff.
yeah. So Mr. Willie was putting everything. Well, these are what you call brush piles, and it's a pile of brush. That's exactly what it is. So the contractor will push everything in a pile that he's cleaning up, and your duty as a landowner is to
Burn it at the right time. You don't want to burn it when the weather's all dry, and you definitely want to have some water hoses and different stuff available, so.
And yeah, check with your county too. I remember, being skeptical, but I just called down to the county and they let you know if there's a burn ban or things going on in that area. But yeah, this is what country folks do. They burn it.
They burn all the rubbish and stuff, Yeah.
And that's what we have to do with those. Yeah, I think baby's going down there to marks and stuff with the spray cans in hand. I guess property lines and stuff like that. You want to know where your things are before you start, clearing somebody else's property or mowing somebody else's yard. You want to have a good familiar identity with your space and where your survey is and where your iron rods are.
Definitely. The survey markers, if you don't know anything about those, the surveyors find these iron rods. They know that they're there because they're kind of concreted, I think, in place. And they use GPS satellite to locate them, and they can tell you exactly where the edges of your property are.
Yes, so make sure you get a survey. Hopefully there's already a survey on the property before you purchase it, so you can have an opportunity to take a look at that. But I'd strongly suggest that you get your own. If you're interested in buying the property or about to buy the property, please get your own and keep it updated.
Oh yeah, and tell them where do you go to look at surveys, if there were any registered or put on file?
We went to the courthouse. Yeah, the courthouse should have that information. But again, this is Texas. Everything, every county, every state is probably different on how they do stuff. So if you're interested in buying land in Texas, these are the things that you can do, what we're saying, because that's where we are in Texas.
The right one. I only picked up one thing.
There was only one. So we got a lot of questions on why we chose to be such a close to a busy road. This is actually a farm to market road. We found out later that it is a cut through road where a lot of people cut through to get to the various towns and areas, surrounding areas. And before we purchased the property, this was one of the first properties we walked on. And the description of the property listed location, location, location. That was the first 3 words. Now, why we skipped on this property from the very beginning, but location was very important. Location was part of our plans. We needed a location to be able to have no restrictions and do business right there on our land. So that was a perfect location to do so, because with business, we needed what? Customers and clients and people to get the word out. So yeah, location is everything, and we definitely chose this particular location for a reason. We need traffic, and that's exactly what we got on this particular road. It's lots of traffic. This was another thing to touch on was neighbors. You know, you have to figure out if you want to live in the sticks where there are no neighbors and nobody could hear you, or do you want neighbors? Our dilemma was finding a rural piece of land, unrestricted, that had access. As on the Veterans Land Board, it had to have a driveway. So we needed a driveway, we needed water, and we needed electricity. Because of these neighbors, that's an automatic tell to know that, hey, they have electricity. There's some water running somewhere through there. So, yeah, we chose this location strategically. Not only did it have all those utilities, but it had internet, Wi-Fi, guys. So I couldn't beat that with a stick. What do we do today?
We managed our farm, our land. We managed.
Put our signs up.
Yeah, you know, just coming out here is
Work.
part of the work. I told Mr. Willie, I'm not gonna be right until I can wake up one morning and have coffee and look out over my land. So, and he said he turned the tractor around and kind of backed up and looked out, and he would say, "Oh, wow, that's a beautiful view." He said, "You guys got a beautiful view." I said, "Yeah, that's why we want to go ahead and get this top of the hill cleared out where we can look back towards the runoff area and look across our land and stuff, because it's such a beautiful view." So that over there, this side of that state. You want me to answer that sincerely? I can't answer that. What you doing?
Putting up the sign, baby.
You know, baby.
Putting up your things, baby.
What's that around your neck making all that noise?
What's the address? All right, babe. Talk to the people.
Hey people, how y'all doing? Look, we out here. We're ecstatic about owning land. we hate to leave, but we got to go back and check on our boys and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
We'll be working every day for the rest of our life,
That part.
improving on this land.
Yes. Improving, and it is a beautiful
That's what
thing.
it's all about, day by day. So as soon as we can get out here and carve us out a space to sleep and wake up in the morning and walk through the morning dew and drink our coffee and stuff,
We'll be out here.
the better off we'll be. We'll be happy as hell. But until that happens, I'm looking at least another month or two. I don't know, y'all. We're gonna keep on working, and so we can finally realize our dream of waking up out here. So, hey, y'all get ready. Y'all stay with me. We're gonna put this gate and this fence up real soon.
Yes, security. We love y'all. Bye, family.
All right, fam.